everyone and welcome to Blues Fans TV. This is just actually a video I thought I'd never have to make, discussing whether or not we should void the Premier League season. Just to give you an update on everything, of course, as you all know, due to the coronavirus, which is now a global pandemic, it basically means that they have to stop the spread of the virus, because as we know, some players have been infected with it, such as Hudson-Odoi, Mikel Arteta. So I think they've postponed the games in the hope that maybe between now and then things will get better. I'm not sure that will happen. I think this is only something that's getting worse, and I think there's a meeting today or tomorrow about how they're going to proceed with the season moving forward. And that is basically whether or not to play games behind closed doors or to completely void the season and start fresh next season. Although I think they were saying it could be as late as, coming up to September, which will obviously delay things even further. If you think we've got the Euros have just been suspended, that's not happening till 2021 now, which is obviously gutting for players and fans. And it's crazy. I mean, they're cancelling flights, they're cancelling everything. So this is something that I think all fans have a different opinion on. I think it's a situation we've never had before. We don't know whether or not it's safe for even players to play behind closed doors, because like I said, if players have had it and then it continues to spread around that, and then they go home to their families or they go out in public and they see other people, then how do we know that they won't pass the virus on? What we do know about it, and I try to watch the news as much as possible and then listen to the advice that not only Boris Johnson gives, but the rest of the world, and what Donald Trump's doing in America, and how other cities are handling it and what they're doing in terms of sports. And I think obviously the overall decision will probably be made by UEFA, but it's good to sort of keep yourself updated. And from what I can see, most countries are on a bit of a lockdown. We've even been advised now not to go into bars, pubs, clubs and everything like that, and restaurants even, which is terrible for me because I have many jobs. I'm self-employed entirely, and my income's going a bit down the pan. So I'm very worried about that. But nevertheless, the most important thing is obviously people's lives and keeping everybody safe. And that means obviously not being in close contact with other people. So being at a football game, for instance, I think even if they are to continue after April the 3rd, probably wouldn't be the most sensible idea, obviously, because I don't think this is something that's going to be resolved by April the 3rd. I think what we've seen for other countries, and even in our country, I think I looked yesterday, the cases were at 53 deaths in the UK. Now, the day before that, they were at 35. So that's like a 55% increase, something just within a day. So although we may not be looking at thousands of deaths at the moment, we obviously want to prevent that from happening. And in order to do that, you need to not be in close contact with other people and keep whatever you're doing to a minimum. So things like, I can't believe that the horse racing sort of went ahead, to be honest. I think that was slightly, what's the word? Not sensible, not realistic for the current situation we're in. And I think a lot of that was basically to do with money. So that's why that went ahead. But I think since then things have changed, especially since tomorrow. So I do urge you guys to keep up to date with the news and everything. If you want my personal opinion on whether the Premier League should go forward, it's hard. I feel like I'm rambling and I'm going off into all different types of I'm having like 5 different conversations at once because there's so much going on in my brain about this. I think, as much as we hate Liverpool, I think if any team was as far ahead as they were in the league and it was almost impossible that anybody was going to catch them, of course, if the whole season was to be voided, we would be incredibly upset. So I do think it's gutting for them. I'm not being biased, I'm just saying that as a general football fan. But I don't think you can just hand the trophy over midway through, because that sort of defeats the object of the game. So that's sort of like saying they're more likely to win anyway, or if you had a game and they were 3-0 up, and you decide to give it to them on the 80th minute. You can't, because you never know what's going to happen, So I don't think you can just hand the trophies out to people, to teams, sorry. At the same time, voiding the whole season would be crazy, but for me personally, I don't really see any other way, because the season ends obviously the end of May. I don't see this really being resolved before then. Champions League games have been postponed. The Euros, like I said, have been postponed, suspended till next summer. So we really don't know how far this is going to go. And I think we're already going to be 3 weeks behind. Unless they're going to play through the summer, if it does get better, maybe that's an option. But for me, I think they can only void it. I don't really see what the other option is, as horrible as that is to say. But I'm trying to think of everybody's safety here. And I think for everybody's safety, it doesn't make sense for me for fans to go back to the games. You know, having 40, 50, 60,000 people in a stadium, especially when the majority of people, a lot of people that go to the football, not majority, but a lot of the people that go to football are over the age of 60. I mean, my immunity, for instance, is awful. I had a low immunity when I was a kid, so it wouldn't be safe for me to go, even though it doesn't affect the younger generation so much. So I don't think that's sensible. I don't think it's sensible for them to play behind closed doors because players have already been affected. So I think that's shown that's not really... I think Italy tried to do that, didn't they? Play games behind closed doors, and now it's been a complete and utter lockdown in general. So I don't see any other way. Let me know your thoughts and comment below and let me know what you think. But I think this is something that we've never seen before. Not in my generation, nothing like that I've seen in my years of living. Not in my nan's, like my mum's, obviously, you know, world wars and things like that, but this is, you know, killing so many people and making people seriously ill, and I think we all need to be very careful. I think when you go out, you know, just my advice generally would be what everybody else's advice is, like, you know, just the normal stuff, just, you know, try and keep your hands clean, avoid other people. I do actually watch quite a lot of documentaries on, and you know, what experts say and everything, and they do say hand sanitizers and that don't really do much. I don't think the hand sanitizer is going to save anyone, but obviously take anything you can get if you think it's going to help you. But yeah, just avoiding really big social spaces. I think is the main thing, and of course with sport, because the majority of it is centered around fans, of course. At the moment, I don't see how we can continue it, and it's not just for football. You know, it's other sports as well. They've been postponed. I think all the leagues have been postponed. I think even the National League has. And I just think by the time all this is resolved, bearing in mind I'm going from what other countries have been through, it's taken a lot longer than just a 3-week thing to end this. And our country is taking a very different approach. We're sort of waiting for it to hit its peak before it goes on a lockdown, as well as every other country is basically more or less enforced a lockdown straight away. So time will tell. A very sad situation for all of us, and I hope you fans aren't too bored at home. I'm incredibly bored. I've got nothing to do. I do work in nightlife, so I think this will probably be my last week at work, if that. Yeah, there's not really much else I can do. You know, I would love to bring you more home videos. As you can see, I'm at home now. I can't really go out and do anything. There's not really many people out there. I've never seen London so quiet. So any videos that you want, I will also be uploading on my Sophie Rose World channel. I know you've all been asking for videos on that. I'm sorry I haven't got back around to it, but me and Sammy are on it. We've just been trying to focus on the channel, but obviously now everything's come to a halt with football. We're very limited to what we can put out there. So anything that you want to see, let me know, comment below, and me and Sammy will try our best to deliver it to you. I have done a fans Q&A on my Twitter. I'll try and put it up on the community tab here. You can also message me on Instagram if you want me to. I want to submit your questions through there, and I will try and answer as many of them as possible. Yeah, so sorry guys. I know you're all so bored at home. This is just completely mental. It's a crazy thing to live through, but obviously, like I said, and I can't reiterate it enough, everybody's health and safety is the most important thing. So do comment below and let me know your thoughts. We can't actually film in the studio, so if you wonder I'm at home, nobody's allowed in the studio. So it is going to be home videos from now on, but nevertheless, I'm going to try and upload as much as possible over the weeks. I'm going to be bored anyway, so I like actually having you guys to speak to. So comment below, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what videos you want to see, if you want to see any top 10 videos, if you want to see who I think has done the best so far this season, top players for next season. You know, you just let me know. You guys are, it's all your input from now on. So whatever you want to see, I will try and deliver. And yeah, stay safe everyone.
Hey everyone, it's Leonie for Blues Fans TV. So we have further developments today. We now know that Euro 2020 will not be happening this summer. In fact, Euro 2020 isn't even a thing anymore, because it will be happening next year in 2021, and it will run from June the 11th to July the 11th. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. Hopefully England can stay for the duration and win the tournament. I'm quietly optimistic about that. So let us know what you think. So in light of that as well, there are rumours, speculation that the Premier League could be completed now in the summer. So what do you think about that happening? Personally for me, I think the Premier League needs to be completed. I don't think it's fair to leave it. I mean, there have been lots of stories about how we can go about doing everything. But for me, all being well, obviously we'll see what happens. But I think if we can do it in the summer, get it done, obviously Liverpool can win it, but win it fairly. And obviously we'll see which teams get relegated as well. And hopefully Chelsea will get in the top 4. So what do you guys think about that? Yeah, I think it would be a really good idea, obviously all being well. I'd quite like to go to Stamford Bridge in the summer and have a bit of sunshine and not feel like my toes are going to fall off. So let us know what you think, guys, and again, look after yourselves and take care.